ages 8 and 10, were killed where they sat in the pews.
Tragedy in Minnesota.
The shots were like right next to me.
Children targeted in church.
Your friend laid on top of you?
Yeah, and he got hit.
A shooter opens fire in a place that normally stands as a symbol of safety.
Don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying.
And sparks a desperate plea for action.
It's my strongest desire that no state, no community, no school ever experiences a day like this.
That call echoing in Seattle, just 1 week before the first day of school.
We can't lose more kids waiting as gun violence is postponed on your Google Calendar.
The question tonight is how to best keep kids safe.
Kids will not stop getting shot and killed at Garfield because of counselors alone.
I just ran under the pew, and then I covered my head. My friend saved me though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit.
You are listening to a 10-year-old boy describe the moments he hid from gunfire. 2 children, just 8 and 10 years old, are dead after somebody walked into Annunciation Church and Catholic School in Minneapolis and started shooting. The 23-year-old later took their own life. These are the moments that followed, families being reunited with the survivors. These reunions, though, never happened for 2 families.
You cannot put into words the gravity, the tragedy, or the absolute pain of this situation.
We're going to take a much closer look at what happened, the police response, and the big question investigators still need to answer in about 2 minutes. First, this tragedy is renewing another important conversation about school safety ahead of the first day of school for Seattle. This was the scene outside Garfield High School last year. 17-year-old Amar Murphy Payne was shot and killed while trying to break up a fight in June of 2024. A suspect still has not been arrested. Tonight there was discussion about possibly bringing school resource officers back to Garfield's campus. King 5's Madeline Carter reports from Seattle tonight with where things stand.
No vote was taken, but that debate was the main focus of the school board meeting. We heard strong words from recent Garfield High graduates, both adamantly for and against bringing police officers back to campus.
Kids will not stop getting shot and killed at Garfield because of counselors alone.
Opposing views.
How can students trust cops when they seem to vanish when we need them, but leave the entire BIPOC community in the dust?
Yet there's one thing these Garfield High School graduates,
this was over a year ago,
agree on.
I'm a student, I was, and I know all about procrastination.
We can't lose more kids waiting as gun violence is postponed on your Google Calendar.
Possibly bringing police officers back to the campus where their classmate was shot and killed in 2024 was the debate of Wednesday night's school board meeting.
Police officers are not involved in discipline.
Board members are still evaluating feedback from students and parents as they consider launching the pilot program at one school at a time, starting with Garfield High.
And Garfield becomes the blueprint for the district.
Wednesday's safety update included a number of upgrades launching this school year. The district has added 20 full-time safety and security staff members. 9 schools will be equipped with new technology to better control who can access school buildings, and a new Safer Watch tip line will go live on the first day of class. In addition, the district is considering bringing new weapon detection kiosks into Seattle public schools. But circling back to the debate,
we would hope SEOs would have a very minimal role in actual safety incidents.
Over what they're now calling school engagement officers at Garfield. No action was taken Wednesday night. The board could vote on whether to bring them back 3 weeks from now on September 17th. In Seattle, Madeline Carter, King 5 News.
Back in Minneapolis, a memorial is growing for the victims of that shooting. Again, 2 children who were killed were just 8 and 10 years old. Tonight inside the school's gym, community members came together to cry, to hug and pray as it grapples with the loss.
I've been crying all afternoon. I was so distraught I couldn't even concentrate. 2 kids were killed. You know, 2 children were killed.
The FBI has identified the shooter as 23-year-old Robin Westman, who attended the school at one point. Westman's mother also worked there. Police say the shooter was armed with a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol, all bought legally. The FBI says the shooter posted a manifesto on YouTube before the shooting that included some, quote, disturbing writings. The agency says it is investigating the shooting as domestic terrorism and a hate crime against Catholics. No official motive, though, has been revealed. Rock Island Campground is back open after being closed for a few days while authorities search for Travis Decker. He's accused of killing his 3 young daughters there about 17 miles west of Leavenworth. New federal resources were brought into that area to be able to search it all around the campground where their bodies were found. Authorities say they still have no evidence of whether Decker is alive or dead at this point. A handful of people are still not allowed inside their apartments after a fire in Shoreline. At one point, 60 people were forced out of the building. This is what was left behind. As King 5's Jim Nelson shows us, some of them didn't return until today and had no idea what to expect.
The damage is clear.
It just sucks.
As quickly as the flames spread Tuesday night, so did the news and the fear.
Because they sent us a video, and it was like you could see the smoke coming through, like right around where our floor was at. So I was kind of scared about my place too.
Elijah Spear felt it.
I'm like, if my whole everything is burnt down, it's gonna be crazy. Like I was like one thing that was just on my brain for a little bit.
So many people who live at this building on Linden Avenue North felt it.
I have a dog, so I was trying to ask questions about if there's like a lot of smoke on the second floor, and like if there's like what the CO2 levels are and stuff, and it just seemed like there was a lot of confusion and chaos.
3 units on floors 2, 3, and 4 were badly burned. Those people aren't allowed to go home. By late Tuesday, more than 50 others were given the clear. Spear walked us through the inside of the building.
This area definitely still smells a lot like smoke. This area has more debris and like tar on the wall. These doors are like busted open too.
All things considered, not too bad. And Dylan Rice, the guy with the dog, he returned to good news.
At the end of the day, my dog was okay.
A big sigh of relief.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely a big relief. I just really feel bad for the people that lost their homes last night, man. That's never something you ever want for anybody, and just seeing like what it looks like right now, I felt a little heartbroken for some people.
So this is what's been going on for most of the day. The restoration company coming in and out, trying to figure out exactly what it is they have to do. The fire department says that it is just the few units impacted. Those are the only people out of a home. The American Red Cross still doing what they can to help them out. In Shoreline, Jim Nelson, King 5 News.
It's kind of like a bad dream that you just don't wake up. I think, okay, it's going to stop. Ross is going to come home, and we're going to see him. And it just, the reality just slowly hits in.
A father is in mourning after his son died in a fall. 43-year-old Ross James Willett was an accomplished photographer, videographer, and climbing guide. He died while climbing Mount Fury in North Cascades National Park just east of Bellingham. Ross leaves behind his wife and 7-year-old daughter.
Can't wait to get back out there and get fit with you again.
A Bellingham triathlete is facing a long road to recovery after a crash. Brent Detta is suffering from broken bones from his legs to his ribs after a driver hit him about 2 weeks ago. He was out for a ride in the Skagit Valley at the time. Police fined that driver thousands of dollars for negligent driving. An online fundraiser for Detta has already raised $21,000. Well, often when a kid or a teen in King County gets into trouble, the court will send them to juvenile diversion instead of jail. It involves a local nonprofit focused on healing and second chances. But a new audit is raising some pretty big questions about whether your tax dollars are being well spent. King 5's Maddie White joins us now with some details tonight. Maddie.
Well, Greg, earlier this month, a study found more than half of kids referred to that program commit another crime within 2 years. That led the prosecuting attorney to temporarily stop sending offenders there. Now, a King County Council member says this audit is raising more red flags.
You get adults who are hardened criminals using 16, 17-year-olds, 15-year-olds to go out and steal.
Police say teenagers committed this smash and grab robbery of a Redmond business. But King County Council member Reagan Dunn believes adults are behind crimes like these, pulling the strings.
There are organizations that will use juveniles in Washington state to commit crimes because there are no consequences.
That was from my interview with Dunn 3 weeks ago. Now he has the results of an audit he called for.
And it's clear something was going wrong.
Looking at how tax dollars are being spent by King County's contracted youth programs aiming to help reduce teen crime.
The money is not going to where it's supposed to be going, and there's very little transparency.
The report found improper payments and potential fraud across multiple programs, including restorative community pathways. That's where the court's been sending many teens for rehabilitation.
This is a pretty scathing audit report that has come out that calls into question whether there's been fraud, abuse, waste of funds.
Dunn says tens of millions in tax dollars have been misused, including cases where grantees allegedly altered invoices to inflate reimbursement requests, falsified documentation, and the distribution of prepaid debit cards with little or no tracking. Dunn says more accountability measures is the first step in curbing crime by kids.
We need to be efficient, effective government that the public can trust that their tax dollars are being used wisely, and that isn't happening here in King County, unfortunately.
Dunn says in some cases, grant recipients paid subcontractors hundreds of thousands of dollars outside the scope of their approved contracts. He's now introduced legislation to require more transparency from groups getting these grants. I'm Maddie White, King 5 News.
2 Microsoft employees are out of a job after staging a protest inside the president's office. We showed you this video last night as current and former employees staged a pro-Palestinian sit-in. Police arrested 7 protesters, including those 2 employees. In a statement, the company wrote, quote, "These incidents are inconsistent with the expectations we maintain for our employees." The protest group responded by reiterating its demands for the company to cut ties with Israel. Tonight, a King 5 investigation has led to the state of Washington admitting it unwittingly allowed ICE to hunt down and arrest undocumented residents with the help of state data. That is against the law. Last week, we alerted the State Department of Licensing that ICE was illegally trolling its database to arrest people it wanted to deport. As King 5 investigator Kristen Goodwillie reports, after we started asking questions, the state took action.
This security video from Camino Island in June shows ICE officers detaining Victor Vivanco Reyes, who's undocumented. He tried running from the feds by taking off in his landscaping truck and ran into the officers' cars.
I don't think that was necessary.
Neighbors say the response was overdone.
I was shocked because you would think that he committed murder.
Victor isn't a murderer. He is a father of a 3-year-old son. He was convicted last year of a gross misdemeanor and served 10 days in jail.
All the hard work. We feel really defeated that he did do all of the work and he was becoming a very, very different person. And now, like, all of that is just gone.
That's my little bro. That's my baby.
Victor is expecting another son with his partner, Jessica Solano. She says his detainment is devastating for their family.
It was like duck season, and they were having fun, or they were enjoying what they're doing, coming after people like that. Like the chase of it.
The King 5 investigators found border enforcement had help chasing Victor down. From the state, federal court documents show before agents arrested Victor, ICE identified him by reading his license plate on the scene and knowing that vehicle was registered to him. This is information that can be obtained by searching for data from the Department of Licensing, or DOL.
I feel like it was really odd that they were able to find him at one of the job sites that he was at.
Look. Washington state agencies aren't supposed to share private data with the federal government for immigration enforcement. It's against the law. The Keep Washington Working Act prohibits this kind of collaboration unless there's a judicial warrant or a criminal investigation not related to immigration. In July, King 5 exposed DOL has a data sharing agreement with ICE. In the agreement, the feds promised not to use it for immigration enforcement. Since Trump's election in November, we found the feds' use of this database skyrocketed, up 188%. After that story, we've learned DOL's Deputy Director Alejandro Sanchez held a meeting with community advocates like the ACLU, Northwest Immigrant Rights Project, and UW. Sources tell us Sanchez said ICE was not misusing the state's database and that King 5 didn't have any proof. Angela Godoy was at that meeting.
He did not believe that the DOL information was being used for immigration enforcement purposes, which would have been an explicit violation of the executive order.
That DOL official was wrong. King 5 uncovered multiple cases where this form of data sharing led to the arrest with the purpose of deportation. The most clear case is this one. Federal agents detained an undocumented man named Wilmer with no criminal record in Kirkland.
In their notes, ICE officers wrote they conducted surveillance outside his home in May, saw a car parked near the residence, then ran a query of Washington State Department of Licensing records. That search revealed the vehicle was registered to Wilmer. With the help from DOL, they knew they had their man. We brought this case to DOL. They sent a statement saying King was wrong again. We confirmed, they wrote, no search was made by ICE leading to Wilmer's arrest.
A day later, DOL backpedaled. They confirmed ICE did violate ICE's agreement and use state data to find and arrest an undocumented resident. DOL and the governor's office tells me they shut down ICE's access to the state database right away.
DOL went on to say the terms of the agreement are very clear, as are the penalties for not following them. Even one violation is enough. It's that important.
Like, it is just kind of scary to think that just like anybody can be handing out your information to these officers. Boing, boing.
For families like Jessica's,
I'm tired.
It's about the human toll. The question of how Victor was found may have been answered for her, but the heartbreak remains.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, he's gone.
She has to explain to her 3-year-old why his father isn't here.
Say hello, world.
She has to give birth to their second son alone.
The despair, the panic, the separations of families, the violence, the chaos, like, I feel like it's all going to affect the future of this next coming generation.
Does it make you feel like you trust state agencies in Washington?
No, not at all.
The Department of Licensing has sent a letter to ICE saying this agreement has been terminated. I reached out to ICE to get their side of the story, and I haven't heard back. In the newsroom, I'm Kristen Goodwillie, King 5 News.
Cut by cut, some Milton community members are worried they're losing their small town feel as developers move in.
But we'll do our best to try to make them feel Milton-y.
The new apartment complex going up at the cost of Mother Nature.
Oh, we have a few stray showers out there right now, but more is on the way. We'll take a look at what that means for your holiday weekend coming up.